What's up, guys? I'm here to show you how you can start making some money. I mean, making $100 every week trading penny stocks. So now you must be wondering, what is a penny stock? Joel, I just started learning about stocks and now you're talking to me about penny stocks. I'm so confused. Come on, chill. Your boy got you. Chill, that's why I'm here. So what are penny stocks? A penny stock is any small company stock that trades below $5. So now, please allow me to ask you to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you can get instant notification of videos like this when we post them. So now, you must be wondering, how do I find these stocks on a daily basis, Joel? Do I have to be keeping up with the news? No, come on. You ain't gotta do all that. The boy got you. So the way you do it is you can use the built-in function in the Webull app. So the Webull app has a built-in function called pre-market top gainers. What are pre-market top gainers? Pre-market top gainers are basically stocks that move in pre-market before the market opens. So let's go to the Webull app and I'm gonna show you how. All right, so now that I have the Webull app pulled up on my phone, by the way, if you would like to learn more how to use the Webull app, please make sure you check out my last video on Webull. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, I have 5 different tabs. I'm going to click on the second tab called Markets. So under Market, I will scroll down and then stop at Top Gainers. And then I will also make sure that I choose Pre-Market. So what is this? This is basically showing you the stocks that have been moving in pre-market before the market opens. So what I will do is I will try and expand this. You see down the screen here, it says Top Losers. Above, it says View All. So I'm gonna click on View All. And then now I have a list of stocks that have been moving in pre-market. So I'll go back up. And here, usually what I would do is I look at the percent change and the price. So the percent change in the middle and the pre-market price is right after that. So typically I look for stocks that have moved at least 10%. Why 10%? Because you want to make sure that this stock has enough upside. It can move enough for you to be able to make money when the market opens. But also you don't also want to go above 20% because some people, some trader will feel like if the stock is already over 20% in pre-market, it's probably a little expensive for them, so they might not get in. So basically you're just trying to make sure that you have enough upside, right? So what I would do is I will choose a stock that is around 20% in pre-market. So right now I have KXIN right here, so I'll just choose KXIN. When KXIN opens, the first thing that I do is I check volume. So if you look on the top left hand corner of the screen here, I have the price, which is $6 I mean, and then if you look to the right, I have volume there. So what I would do is, you see the volume, it says almost 136 million. When I look at that, I'm looking for a volume of at least 1 million. What is volume? Volume is basically the number of transactions that have been made on the stocks. So if one person buys, that's one transaction. And then that same person sells, that's transaction number 2. Another person buys, transaction number 3. That is volume. At least 1 million, then we're good. So then what you will see here is by me just zooming out, technically in the morning, the data that you would see is these data that I'm zooming in right here. You can tell even the colors are a little different because it's showing you that this is when the market is closed and things are moving in a little slowly. And then so you kind of see how the price has been moving and you're like, okay, all right. So the next thing that you do is you Google this stock to try and figure out, okay, why is this stock moving, right? So I will go to Google and this is what I have here. You see, I have the news from 3 days ago from Yahoo Finance and the second one from investorplace.com from today. And then I can go in there and try to figure out maybe there is some kind of information that will try and tell me why this stock is moving today. And then I will go back in here. The next thing is before the market opens and I even have to start trading this, I have to have a plan. And I cannot stress this enough, guys. You'll have to have an entry plan and an exit plan before you even trade the stock. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to my OneNote and I'm going to show you some math, some simple math of how you can plan out your trade. So let's go. So let's just say that you would have 5 trades per week, right? So if we have 5 trades per week, and what we're going to do is we want a profit per trade. We want a profit per trade of $50 and a loss per trade of negative $25. This is a 1-to-2 ratio. What does a 1-to-2 ratio mean? This means that you are going into a trade willing to lose $1, but also with a potential to make $2, right? So you could potentially, at a maximum, lose $25, but also potentially at a maximum win $50, right? So then what we will do is, let's just assume that you have, in a week, you have 3 wins and 2 losses, right? So 3 wins and 2 losses. I will scroll up. What does this mean? This means that you will have 3 times $50 minus 2 times $25, right? So this comes out as, that would be 150 minus $50. So at the end of the week, after 3 wins and 2 losses, you make $100. So let's take the case of where you have 2 wins and 3 losses. What does this mean? This means that so you'll have 2 times $50. So let me just change my 50 right here. 50 minus 3 times $25. This comes out as $100 minus $75. Here you make $25. Okay, now let's say that you only had 1 win that week and 4 losses. So then this means that you will only have $50 made here minus 4 times $25. This will come out as 50 minus $100. This will be a negative $50. So what I'm gonna do here is, what I would do is, I will call this a good week. A good week. And then this right here is an okay week. So we have an okay week here. And then this right here is, I will call this one a bad week. So you see kind of how you can plan out your trade. So if you're telling yourself that, okay, every time I make $50, I'm out. Every time I lose $25, I'm out. So if you have 3 wins, you'll end up with $100 every week. 2 wins and 3 losses, then you only end up with 25. But see here, even though you're not making $100, but you're still making something, right? And then if you only had 1 win, that's when now you end up losing. So you have to be able to always planning out your trade. So then now, let me carry on. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do some math. So now let's say at the end of the month, right? At the end of the month, let's say you had 2 good weeks, which would be $200 in total, and then 1 okay week, which would be $25, and then 1 bad week, which will be basically negative $50. That's supposed to be a negative. So when you do the total here, you do 200 plus 25, that's 225 minus 50, that would be $175 a month that you're making. See, and this is on a small account because you can scale this up on a bigger account, right? So then now let's say that if you're making $175 a month, what does this number represent after a year, right? So what we're going to do here, we're going to multiply this by 12 months, right? 12 months per year. 12 months per year, and this will end up being pretty much, I believe, $2,100 per year. So you see, you can actually start making some income using this strategy every month, right? And this is only you had 2 good weeks. But now let's just assume that you had 1 good week and then 2 okay week and then 1 bad week, right? What does that mean? That means you would only have $100 up here, and then here you had 2, so you would have $50 here, and then here you had 1 bad week, so you would do minus another $50, right? What does this mean? This means that 50 goes, and then you end up with $100 instead of that, and then you can multiply that by 12 here, and then that will become this will basically become $1,200. So you're still making money even if you had 1 week, 1 good week, 2 okay weeks, and 1 bad week. You still making some money. So then, now that we have basically a plan of how to trade, what we're going to do is we're now going to show you how you can trade based on the price action. So we're going to go back to Webull. All right, so now that we are back in the Webull app, what I will do is I will go ahead and zoom in pre-market, so the shaded area. So here in the shaded area, what I will do is I'm not even going to try and show you some advanced technical analysis and all that, right? We're just gonna keep it simple. So we're just gonna look at the price action. Let's look at the pattern. Anyone can see this. It's very simple. So here we see the price starting off around almost $3, and then we see it go up a little bit, and then it comes back down. It levels off somewhere close to 9 a.m. We see the price also kind of start going up again, and then start leveling off before the market opens at 9:30, right? So now we're telling ourselves like, okay, so we see a pattern here. The price goes up, levels off, it goes up again, levels off before the market opens, which means that when the market opens, it may also try to mimic this same pattern, right? So we're going to be cautious and try to look at patterns of seeing like, okay, is this thing mimicking this same pattern, right? So then now if I move to the right here, right after the shaded area before the market opens, right? Now when the market opens, we start looking at the candles, right? Are we seeing any green candles, right? We see the market open, we see a very small candle opening up. We're just like, okay, it's a small green candle opening up. So yes, seems like, you know, maybe the price is going up. And then we see the second candle, which is also green, bigger, going higher. And then now we're like, okay, so I see some price action here. It's probably going higher. And then we see the third candle even bigger, opening up, going higher. So now we tell ourselves like, okay, so there is a potential of going up here. What we do here, what we could have done here is for us to make $50, we probably need to buy 100 shares here, which let's say we buy 100 shares at a price of 3.7, right? So then at 3.7, 100 shares will cost you $370. So if you bought at $370, 3.7, for you to make $50, this stock has to go to 4.2. But then if you look at this stock almost went up to 4.4 at first, in the first like 10 minutes of the market opening up, right? So then you could have bought at 3.7 and then sold at 4.2 for a profit of $50, because that's a difference of 50 cents times 100, $50, right? And then if you wanted, you could have even stayed in and waited all the way to when this stock, you know, was getting close to 746, because as you can tell, it was basically trying to mimic the same pattern. It goes up, comes back down a little bit, goes higher, comes back down a little bit, goes higher. So you could have waited all the way up there, or you could have just traded, made your first 50, you wait, it comes down, you see it's trying to go up again, you jump back in, you make another 50, you jump out,
you wait, it comes back down again, you see it trying to go up, you jump in, you make another 50. At the end of the day, you've made 150 in just one day, not even a week. You're already over your goal of 100 a week. This is just in one day that you could do this, right? So then this is basically how you can do this without even looking at very advanced things like the different lines that I have in there. You don't even have to look at those. You just look at the price patterns and those candles. Really, it can help you make some money. This is just some very simple things that anyone can do. All right, let's move on.
That was a very simple strategy of how you can start trading today and start making $100 a week by basically using the Webull app to look at the pre-market gainers, finding the stock, go and look at the news for that stock if there is something going on, and then planning out your trade, having a plan and an exit plan of your trade, and then going in and execute the plan and making the actual money that you need to make. And then after that, you're done and you have your money every week. So if you like this video and you have any questions, please drop us a comment below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you can get instant notification every time a new video is posted. And with that being said, I'd like to say thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.